So in this video, I want to share with you 9 ways on how to double your money fast. So at the time of recording this video, there's a lot going on in this world. So make sure that you do not invest any money that you know you're gonna need in the next couple of months. Hashtag invest responsibly. Now the video is actually broken into 2 parts. The first part are essentially all the high risk ways of doubling your money in a very short amount of time. The second part is low risk ways of how you can double your money, but at a longer time horizon. In saying that, some of the low risk investments might be a little slow in the beginning, but if you stay with it long enough, you might actually be able to double your money faster than you were to invest in high-risk assets. More on that later in the video. If this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe to my channel, click onto the bell so that you will be the first one to know when I release a brand new video. I've also added 4 bonus ideas to double or triple your money towards the end of the video, so make sure you stay all the way to the end. Without further ado, let's go. Now before we jump into high-risk investments, I want to quickly show you something right now. As you can see on the graph, different types of assets sit on the curve very differently. Now, if you're going to take on more risk, it's only fair that you will get a higher return with that risk. And that brings us to the first method of doubling your money, and that's starting a business. Now, the risk seems really high when you're starting a business because that safe, secure monthly check that you're so used to getting are suddenly gone. Because in your business, you're responsible for all the outcome. This is truly a hunter's mentality. You eat what you hunt. Now, if you don't hunt, you don't get to eat. Now, this obviously isn't for everyone, but this is one of the ways that I went down to double my money. If you've seen some of my early videos, then you know that at the end of 2018, I started my own business. Now in the beginning, it didn't cost me any money to start my own business as a sole trader, but as I incorporated a business partner, I needed a proper legal structure. And that legal structure cost me approximately $500 to set up with a bank account. It took me about a year to generate $18,000 per month. And because I have a business partner, let's just say it's $9,000 per month per person. I more than doubled my money in 12 months. But along the way, I made a ton of different mistakes in order to get here so quickly. So if you're interested in some of the mistakes that I made, here's a video that I've documented everything in. But starting a business is not really for everyone. What if you don't want to take the risk of starting your own business and you want to keep that very safe, secure check that you've been getting for a number of years? How do you double your money then? Here's a second high-risk way of doubling your money. And the second high-risk way of doubling your money is in the stock market. There are 2 main school of thoughts when it comes to doubling your money in the stock market. You either pick the stock yourself or you buy everything in the market using index funds or ETFs. Now, by buying everything in the market, we know that if you hold them for the long term, the market generates approximately 9 to 10% per year. Now, if the market returns approximately 9% per year, then the next question becomes, how long does it take to double your money if the return is 9%? And that, my kind and supportive subscriber who's preferably already gently destroyed the like button, is a great question. If the market returns approximately 9%, it'll take approximately 8 years to double your money. At this point, you must be wondering to yourself, where the did you get 8 years from? And to answer that question, I need to introduce you to my very good friend, Rule of 72. Now, my good friend Rule of 72 is essentially an estimator that you can use to calculate how long it'll take to double your investment at a given rate of return. So let me show you on the screen now. As you can see on the screen, if the return is approximately 9%, it'll take me about 8 years to double my money. Now, the way to calculate that is you want to do 72 divided by 9 to get 8. Don't divide 72 by the percentage, just divide it by the whole number. Now, for me personally, I went down a hybrid route of index funds and also listed investment companies, and my returns are currently between 5 to 8% so far. For the market to return 9 to 10% per year over the last 30 years, it came with multiple recessions, more than a handful of market corrections, which means that at some point of your investing career,
you're going to lose a big portion of your portfolio value.
But the fact is that as long as you stay consistent and you invest whether the times are good or the times are bad, over the long term, I know that I'm going to outperform majority of individual investors who are picking stocks into their portfolio. Now, the third high-risk way of doubling your money is real estate. If you have time, a reasonable amount of money saved in the bank account, then real estate could be a really viable way to double your money in 3 to 6 months. Now, I just want to let you know that I live in Sydney, Australia. If you don't already know, we're famous for our opera house, our famous beaches, and really expensive housing prices. So real estate is actually a little bit out of my scope of competency. But you know who is really knowledgeable in this space?
What's up, you guys? It's Graham here.
And that's Graham Stephan, who owns over $4 million worth of real estate in the US and is one of the YouTubers that I follow very religiously when it comes to understanding more about real estate investing as well as investing in general. So if you want to learn more about doubling your money using real estate, here's a great video from Graham in the description box that I recommend you to watch. Now, the fourth high-risk way of doubling your money is day trading. Now, day trading is also known as swing trading. Essentially, what you're doing is that you're buying and selling stocks, foreign exchange currencies, or option contracts in a trading day to extract profits from the market. Okay, so that sounds crazy complicated, so let me simplify it. Let's say I am a day trader in penny stocks, and I am anticipating that a penny stock is gonna go up in prices at the end of that trading day. So what I'll be doing is that I'll be buying the penny stock in the beginning of the day and then selling it at the end of the day to extract the difference. Now, the dangerous thing about day trading is that you're not really trading in hundreds of dollars. It's more than likely that you are trading in the thousands of dollars, tens of thousands, and if you're working on a trading floor, you're essentially going to be trading millions of dollars. That's because if the stock goes up by just 1 cent, you'd be earning hundreds, if not thousands of dollars.
On the other side, if the stock goes down by 1 cent, you'd be losing hundreds and thousands of dollars.
Which is why it's so dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. Here's my recommendation when it comes to using day trading to double your money. If you're new to the stock market, foreign exchange currencies, or even option contracts, avoid this method at all costs. For you to day trade profitably and consistently, you do need to understand the markets very, very well, human psychology as well as economics in general. And also, don't believe anyone who's saying that they can teach you how to day trade to become a millionaire in days, weeks, or months. Truth of the matter is, you just need experience and you need to learn about the markets really, really well in order to do it profitably. So I personally avoided day trading as much as I can because I prefer to create income streams that will continuously generate cash flow over the long term. And I just prefer to use my time, create videos and content for you guys because I find a lot more joy in it. But that's just me. Now that I talked a lot about high-risk methods of doubling your money in a very short amount of time, it's important that we cover some of the lower risk methods to double your money in a reasonable but longer amount of time. And the first low-risk method of doubling your money is investing in safer assets like government bonds. Now, essentially what you're doing with government bonds is that you are lending the government money. The chances of a government defaulting on that loan is very small. Going back to our good old friend rule of 72, a government bond returns approximately 3 to 5%. If it returns 3%, then it's going to take you 24 years to double your money. But you really don't buy government bonds for capital growth, but more as a risk management tool to diversify away some of the risk in your higher risk investment portfolios. So when it comes to government bonds, it really is a low risk, low return type investment. You definitely can double your money, but it's just going to take a little bit longer because you're taking on lower amount of risk. Now, if you remember earlier in the video, I mentioned that there's a few low risk ways to double your money that it might seem slow in the beginning, but if you stay with it long enough, you might actually double your money faster than higher risk type investments. And one of the low risk ways that ultimately might double your money faster than high risk type investments is starting a YouTube channel like this. You know what the craziest thing about starting a YouTube channel is? You don't actually have to invest in crazy amounts of equipment. It's not a Hollywood film where you have like 20 guys with mics and really expensive cameras. The majority of our mobile phones can create incredible looking videos. And the only thing you probably might need to invest in is some lighting. And the lightings can go on for anywhere between $100 to about $200. And if you're interested in the light setup that I'm using, I'll leave a link in the description below. But going back to the point of using YouTube as a way to double your money. The thing about YouTube is that if you stay with it long enough, which means 6, 12, or even 18 months, it is very likely that you'll double the amount of money that you invested in your lighting setup. I mean, seriously, just search for what YouTubers make in the YouTube search bar. The amount is not crazy money, but you can definitely double your money sometimes even faster than high risk type investments. So for me currently, you guys have been really, really supportive. And at the time of recording this video, I'm currently at 1,235 subscribers, which is the first requirement to participating in the YouTube partner program, meaning that YouTube will ultimately pay me for creating videos. Now, the second requirement is 4,000 hours of watch time within the same year. I'm about halfway through. I'm hoping that I'll meet that requirement in the next couple of months. So I'll keep you guys posted in terms of how much I will make in my videos in the coming months. If you want to support me, just make sure you watch this video all the way to the end and always gently destroy that like button, and that will help the YouTube algorithm to share the video with the broader community. Now, similar to YouTube, starting a blog is also another low risk type investment that if you can stay with it long enough, it's more than likely that you're going to double your money faster than some of the high risk investments in either stock markets and or other places. And it usually costs you less than $100 to start your own website and start writing. And the problem when it comes to starting a blog is that one, you need to write about what other people are searching for, and two, you need to stay with it long enough for the traffic to start kicking in. Most people give up before they even started, but I've kept myself very, very disciplined. All of the videos that you've watched in my channel, I've produced them to a full article on my website. I'll show it on the screen right now. Over the long term, it is very likely that you can monetize your website using partnerships, ad income, affiliate income, and those income streams are very viable to double, triple, or even quadruple your money. Now, if you can start a blog, it means that you have something to share. Now, if you have something to share, you can potentially teach that something that you want to share. Which brings me to another low risk way of doubling your money, and that's one-on-one teaching. Now, the thing with one-on-one teaching is that it almost doesn't cost you anything other than maybe a conference type software like Zoom or your time. And it's probably one of the easiest way to double your money. Just for your own information, one of my clients right now is paying me approximately $1,650 to teach one of his marketing executives how to run Facebook ads, Google ads, and SEO for his business. And my cost really is just an hour a week of my time, as well as a conferencing software like Zoom. But if you want to learn more about what I do, I'll leave my email in the description box below. Feel free to DM me, or just if you're just curious, feel free to send me an email. So let's step it up a notch. If you can do one-on-one teaching, then it's more than likely that you can spend the time to record some of those lessons to sell as an online course. Now, when it comes to online courses, it really is a low risk way of doubling your money, because all you're essentially paying for is a place to host all your content and your time to produce enough videos to sell as a course. But once you've recorded it, that's it. You can update it every so often, and you can just focus on selling those courses as far and wide as you want. And I'm sure you've come across a lot of online courses already. Some go on for a couple $100, some go on for $1,000. And imagine if you just sell one course a day, that's $100, and it costs you about $50 to host the content. You're already doubling your money in a very short amount of time. But the challenge when it comes to building an online course is that it does take a lot of time and a lot of interaction, potentially with students, to understand what it is that they want or is important in a course. Thank you for watching this video close to the end, but not quite at the end yet, because I did promise you that if you do get to the end of the video, I'll be sharing 4 bonus ideas with you to double or triple your money. Here's the 4 ideas. The first one is, I can almost promise you that you have so many different items in the household that you don't need. And if you just sell off everything that you don't need, you can almost double your money very, very quickly. And that includes your old phones, clothes, books, or even old computers. You'd be shocked at how many different people would like to purchase used items instead of buying brand new ones. And the second idea is getting additional side gigs like driving for Uber. The third idea is renting out garage spaces or even spare rooms on Airbnb to generate additional income. And the fourth way, which is a little bit controversial, is angel investing. Now, because I'm in the startup world, angel investing is actually very, very quite common. And what they're ultimately doing is that there is individuals who's willing to write $10,000, $20,000, or even $30,000 checks to startups in exchange for a portion of their business. Now, because you're investing in a business so early on, you can actually negotiate a portion from 10 to even 20% of the business in the beginning. And more often than not, if the startup do succeed to get into a seed round, A round, or a B round, it's more than likely that you're gonna 10 times your money instead of doubling your money. Now, if you wanna learn more about angel investing, let me know in the comments below, and I might spend the time to interview a few really good people in Sydney who's actually doing angel investing to give you some better insights about angel investing. But I want to finish the video on this note. No matter how good you are at doubling your money, if your expenses are sky high, you'll never really be able to build wealth for your future. And even if you can keep your expenses really, really low, if you don't earn enough, there's nothing to double. So to double your money, make sure you consistently find ways to save more, earn more, and invest more. As usual, you can support me by gently destroying that like button, subscribe to my channel, click onto the bell so that every Wednesday you have a decent looking, bold Asian man sliding into your notification to make your day just a little bit brighter. Until next time, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. See you soon.